Hello and welcome back to the channel, and in today's video we're in windy West Sussex again. Too windy in my opinion to be making any decent videos, so I just thought I'd take you for a quick tour around these woods and alleyways just to see if there's any foods that we can forage in August. I think this one's a bit past it, but here we have some dock leaf seed. And what can be done with these is you can gather these seeds, you can roast them, and this dock leaf is part of the buckwheat family, so you can grind this into a flour for making bread. So here we have three examples of hogweed. So here we've got some flowers, and these are just starting to turn into seeds. And if we come over here, a better display of the seeds for hogweed, and this is what the leaves look like. You can eat the young leaves and these stems as well. They're best to be treated like broccoli and cooked in butter. It's a part of the carrot and parsnip family. This should not be confused with giant hogweed, and the difference is that standard hogweed goes up to 2 metres and the giant hogweed is up to 4 metres in height. And here we have a good example of stinging nettles. And so the stinging nettle, you can eat the leaves, albeit that they are stingy, so you do need to get them off the plant with gloves, or I tend to find a dock leaf or a leaf that I can put them into. The dock leaf cancels out the sting, so I tend to find a dock leaf and then grab them with that. And also the seeds are extremely nutritious. The stinging nettle is one of the most nutritious dense plants that you can find, and it's absolutely everywhere. I don't generally myself eat stinging nettle, but I do use the leaves to brew up for tea. So here we have hawthorn, and you can tell hawthorn by these leaves. It's a shrub or tree. There's the actual sort of tree in the background, and basically these berries are the edible part of the hawthorn. When they get properly ripe, they'll go red and they have like an appley taste to them. You can use them for making jams, or you can actually squash them and make like a fruit leather, which means that you can store it for longer periods of time. So this one's not quite ripe yet, but as you can see they're just starting to turn red, so I won't be foraging any of these for probably another sort of 3 or 4 weeks. So these are absolutely everywhere, but the blackberries just coming into season. I'm probably not going to get these because they're right next to some stinging nettles, but great big blackberry bush here, just coming into season. Another great example of hawthorn. These ones are a little bit further along, don't get much bigger than this, so these are probably about ripe enough to pick. May get a little bit bigger. So here we have some sloe berries. So tend to look like that. I reckon these are probably about ripe, but they're not coming off easily, so maybe you need a little bit longer. Generally when the fruit is ripe, you'll be able to pull it and it will come off the plant. Certainly the colours look in there. This is a very sour fruit, so definitely not a taste for everybody. I'm not just too disagreeable actually to the flavour of the sloe berries, and it's fresh fruit off of a plant, so yeah, can't complain. So a bit further along, some more sloes. Let's just see if these ones are ready yet. Again, doesn't want to come off. Got some darker ones up there. So you've got a pip inside there. Just be careful to eat around the pip. Super sour. Now, if you like sour patches, these are going to be perfect for you. But not an unpleasant taste. There's a better aftertaste than there is when you bite straight into it. Wow, great patch of sloes here. Be definitely one to come back and harvest. Let's see if this one will come off. Yeah. See if this one tastes any better. Yeah, the ones that have gone this colour definitely taste better. So if you're looking for them, try and get the ones like this, but still super sour. Just wanted to stop and show you this mighty oak tree. It's tucked in these bushes here, so it's very hard to get a perspective on how big this oak is. But there is my hand. Yeah, just absolutely huge. So nothing to show this year, but I've harvested from this particular tree before by the side of the road, and this is a cherry tree. This is what its leaves look like. In fact, actually there is a few cherries there actually. Not in great condition this year. Normally this particular tree is absolutely covered. So here we've got some hazelnuts, and we had a look at these earlier this year, and I don't think they're too far off being ripe. When they're ripe, this inner nut will be white, and you should just be able to grab, I'll turn around to get a better light. You should just be able to grab hold of them, and they should just come off in your hands. But definitely still not ready to come off the tree yet. Another one up there. Again, starting to go white, so probably a number of days and that'll be ready. A bit further along, and another hazelnut tree. Again, not quite ripe enough to pick. Just a good example of where you'll find hawthorn. It's normally in a bush or a hedge of some description, so much easier to pick from these than it is the trees. So this is a lindenberry or linden fruit. So this is a linden tree, or in Europe called a line tree, and tend to have these formations of these three fruits bunched up like this. Before the fruits come out, there's flowers, and the flowers make a great tea, but these berries can be harvested, and when you dry out these berries and grind them, you can use them to make a substitute for chocolate or cocoa. Very hard to tell when it's going to be the right time to pick. You don't want to let these get too old. They need to be sort of quite young. So probably about now. I can't imagine these are going to get any bigger. So maybe come back and harvest these in a little bit. Great example of a blackberry here. Let's take a bite out of this and see if it tastes any good. Yeah, that is perfect. Perfectly sweet, none of the bitterness of the younger berries. Another hazelnut. Won't be long before the squirrels come and strip this of all of its nuts. You can see here the squirrel's gone to town on all these hazelnuts. and right up there is the hazelnut tree. More great blackberries. So I hope you've enjoyed my little forage around in a town, and the cars haven't been too noisy in the background. If you could like and subscribe, I'll try and make some more videos just like this.